first thing on the list is the fact that the X and Y directions work. That can be readily seen by restarting the board and merely moving and playing around with it. You can note that the character jumps and can kick and punch and other things. That's the first thing. The next thing is the sample sequencer in regards to potentiometer. The way it was implemented was it works as a pause function. So if we reset both of these and we both press start, you'll note that if this character has it put all the way this way,
if the potentiometer is pushed to the middle, then it will pause.
Noted on this one. And this will cause the other board, since it will no longer receive data, to eventually time out by means of the watchdog timer. This can be readily noted by the fact that a block is no longer passing by, and that you can no longer move. For the use of the serial debug, you can note that there is data on the screen in regards to the number of wins. This can see upon reset that it will always show it. As for LCD, it's quite obvious that we already have text strings appearing and non-trivial graphics by means of the moving character who can, still in pause mode, by the character who can jump, punch, and kick. And it's animated as well by those punches and kicks. As for the Nordic transmission, you can note that the two characters can interact, and actually, due to the stellar work of Max, there is no issue in regards to timing out. The issue was the fact that sending and receiving takes so long, so he added a lag delay in between sending and receiving.
Note that there will sometimes be freeze in one of the boards,
but this rarely occurs due to the added lag. Then for the use of systics and debalance, that's just readily obvious by the fact that push buttons even work. It's basically copy-paste code from homework 3. And then as for the EEPROM, as you'll note, let us reset both boards. Let us press start on both, and notice on this, so if I press the middle like this, you'll note that on the screen we now have the present student 1, present student 2, the present team number, and now you can enter values. So give me a sec to find my mouse, and D, Max, and team number 19, number of wins of course. Now let us just continue the game, and then on reset we note that we can now press the Z button again, and it is persistent. Andy, Max, 19 remains, and you can enter new values yet again. This also shows that the Z direction works in regards to the EEPROM. We will also note that the LED matrix, we had looked into getting it to work, and for some reason, despite the fact that we edit the IO diode for A and B, as well as the icon for A and B, and set it all to open, drain, and outputs, it still does not seem to work. The method to send is you send start and run bit, and then the data, which would be zeros for outputs, and then the run and stop with the data, and then you do similarly for the rest, but it still does not work. And that's all. Hope you enjoy our fun fighting game.